Today, we're challenging 3 other photographers to take some next level self-portraits.
We are all located across the so we are going to be taking photos in our own respective town, and then we'll get together over a video call and look at the photos.
And you get to decide who the winner is.
I decided to photograph myself with my Leica M6, which is a film camera. I used Porch 400 in it, and I was under the assumption that it had a self-timer. I had never used a self-timer. Turns out it doesn't have a self-timer. So I had to get a little bit more creative with that when I came to the studio to take my portrait. Got all dressed up in my fancy red suit and changed my aperture to 5.6. So that the depth of field wouldn't be as shallow and I would have more success with leaning in and pressing the shutter with my own hand. Unfortunately, this film had like a problem. There was like a rip in it, so I thought it might have been ruined. Thankfully, it wasn't. I wanted to shoot this portrait on film because my friend and I in my studio just started processing and scanning our own 35mm film, which has been really exciting, and I just wanted to share that with you all. So I sat down with the dark bag and pulled all the film out. After it was processed, I went over to the scanning process, and we use a light bed and a GFX 50S made by Fujifilm. It's a digital medium format camera, and a macro lens, a vintage macro lens to photograph the film negative, and then I run that into Lightroom and convert that negative to a positive through a plugin in Lightroom called Negative Lab Pro. Scan turned out really nice, did some tweaks to it with clone stamping, adjusting color and light, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. I think it might be my next profile pic.
Ooh. I was not expecting that for some reason at all. That looks dope.
It's really cool. It's so dramatic.
Yeah, I love how moody it is.
Yeah, it looks like a selfie actually. Like
Yeah, with the one arm.
It's like MySpace style in a classy, like vintage era.
It doesn't even look like a self-portrait. Kind of looks like a cool, like cinematic shot.
It's like the ultimate self-portrait, like you had a hand in like every inch of the process.
Yeah. That's respect for doing a film one. That's hard.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
Hey guys, Irene here. Thank you so much for including me in this self-portrait challenge. I'm super excited, even though I hate taking self-portraits like most photographers out there, so I'm doing this for you guys. So usually I get super inspired by some of the thrifted clothing pieces, and I was looking through some of my new thrifts and I remembered about this guy right here. So this is a beautiful vintage traditional Ukrainian shirt dress with some really gorgeous embroidery and puffy sleeves. So I thought, yeah, why not bring a little bit of culture into this photo shoot and showcase my background, show how beautiful Ukrainian traditional clothing is. I've done many photo shoots like this before, but with models, never on myself. And I'm from Ukraine. I was born there and raised there, so I'm super proud of my background and always love to use those traditional elements in my shoots. So yeah, this is what I decided to do for my self-portrait, so let's just get into it. For the hair, I decided to go with a low braid on the side. It's a very traditional hairstyle. For the makeup, I went very natural, but decided to accentuate my eyebrows, my lashes, and then I did a lot of blush on my cheeks. Ukrainian women used to use a beet juice to make their cheeks look a lot more plump and rosy, and they also used to put it on their lips. So I tried to do a very natural but traditional kind of look. All right, so we got to our location and I have a wheat field behind me, which is very much Ukrainian vibes. Ukrainian flag actually represents the wheat and the sky, the blue and the yellow color on it. So yeah, this is a perfect location and the sun is quite nice right now. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of my outfit. So I have my skirt on with a woven belt and I have lots of necklaces. I have my string in the hair and what is this plant called again? It's called mountain ashberry. Ukrainian it's called horobina or ryabina. And yeah, I have my hustena and then a beautiful shirt. I think we're just gonna start shooting or I'm gonna start shooting. I hate taking self-portraits. So this is my setup. I'm using Canon Camera Connect app to trigger my camera through my phone remotely. Once I'm done setting up, I put the phone back onto the 2 chairs that we've layered right beside me and I pose and I take a shot. For the equipment, I'm using Canon EOS R and the RF 85mm 1.2 lens. And for the last shot, we moved into a slightly different location. I saw some really cute daisies and I thought it would be really nice to pose with them and use them as a prop in this shot.
Ooh.
It's really
It
good.
looks so dreamy. So nice. It looks dreamy.
Yeah.
Irene, I got shivers when I heard about the sky and the wheat field thing. That was so cool.
And it's shot at 1.2, my usual style, because I'm a Baltimore.
It's gorgeous.
I really love how you actually brought out your Ukrainian background, as you said, and it looks like it was actually, how do I say, directed by a photographer. And for a self-portrait, this is actually really nice. I love what you put out.
And also, you're an awesome model.
Yeah.
Like, you should be in front of the camera more.
This is totally a legacy image. Like I'm all about nostalgia and what images can mean years from now. That's incredible.
It's gorgeous.
I traveled recently without my tripod, and the guys at Mango Street hit me up to be a part of their video centered on next level self-portraits. I went through Pinterest to get some ideas, found a location and went to shoot. No tripod, yikes. I had to get a few stones to get my camera to the level I needed it to be. I focused on my bag, set the timer to 10 seconds and started shooting. A few jumps here and there, back and forth. Setting the timer, I was able to get what I needed. The second concept was based on the clone shot challenge. Included all the layers into one photo.
That's a
Oh my goodness.
That's dope.
You didn't have a remote, you didn't have a tripod with you, but you still made this. I feel like a lot of people like always try to make excuses like when they feel like their work isn't good enough or like they feel like they don't have like the right camera or whatever, but you are like living proof that like all you have to do is put in the extra work and like you can make something like this. I love that. Okay, for our self-portrait, we gathered inspiration from 2 different places. The first was the movie Garden State. There's a scene where Zach Braff is wearing a shirt that matches the wallpaper, and so that was the entire idea behind our self-portrait. So the second inspiration piece to this was Wes Anderson, and so we wanted the vibe of these photos to be Wes Anderson-y, so we were very selective with our color choices, with the actual like pattern on the fabric and the wallpaper. We feel like it has like a 60s kids room vibe.
So we ordered custom wallpaper, we ordered custom fabric, and then we just needed someone to make us the shirts out of the fabric.
You can sew it yourself?
I'm not a seamstress.
Hey.
Hey Ma, how's it going?
Good.
We wanted to see if you had the bandwidth to be able to sew a shirt or two of material that matches our background.
It's possible I'd need you guys' measurements, depending on how soon you need it. That would be fun. That's just too great a concept for me to pass that up.
Well, that'd be awesome if you could do it. Oops. Look at this.
That's sick.
This is like professional. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that nice little seam on the
Yeah,
back.
looks like a real shirt you'd go buy somewhere. Good job, Mama. We needed some sort of something on the wall to make it feel more like a real wall. So we had Rachel paint some horse paintings, I guess, based off of the horses on the wallpaper.
I was looking for horse paintings online and they are not cheap. So if you want to buy the horse paintings that I made,
I'll give you a great deal.
it's very expensive.
Oh. And then we got these red kids cowboy hats. I guess they only come in kid sizes. I don't know why, they're awesome. That gives it some more color interest with the yellow and then the red too.
Yeah, and then also I felt like we needed it just kind of linked to us more. Like we were wearing the same shirt, but like the more matching elements that we have, the more interesting the photo is.
So for the actual photo, we set up our Canon EOS R with a 35mm lens. We used the Canon app to remotely trigger the shutter release, and we just took some portraits of us against the wall. We also had our Aperture 120D with the softbox on it to give us some nice soft fill light, because we were mostly relying on window light as our key light, and that kind of helped balance things out and fill in some shadows.
Overall, I think that we're pretty happy with how the photos turned out. I think they're gonna make really great Christmas cards.
Oh my gosh.
That's so awesome. Oh my god.
And then we
Well, you guys win. I don't know what to say. Wow, that's amazing. That's so cool.
I've never put this much work into a photo in my life.
I love what you did with the chairs.
That's so good.
Colors, every single thing, the wallpapers, everything blends in. It's like as if it's disobeying photography rules at the same time pleasing the eye. It's really good. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ebuka. Okay, now it's time for you to vote for which photo was your favorite in the comments below.
A big thanks to Irene, Ebuka, Eric for joining us in this challenge. We really appreciate it. As you can see, they took a lot of time out of their day to help us out. And a quick reminder, Rachel and I both have new YouTube channels. So if you aren't subscribed to those yet, check out the link in the description. That's it for this one. See you in the next one.